Star Wars has always been a big part of my life, which is crazy to say about an entertainment franchise, but it really did bestow a huge level of morality, of courage, heroism, and a bunch of other great values that you should have. It also is whimsical. It was fantastic. But underneath that was always a layer of realism with rebellions, with dictatorships, fascism. The allegories are endless to name here, but I just really wanted to talk today about Andor. Rogue One, when it came out, hit me hard. It was the second project from Disney at the time, and I had very high hopes. You know, a lot of people may be looking back at was it Force Awakens with maybe dark tinted glasses by saying they didn't like it. I remember the temperature on it being a lot more positive than I would say it is right now. And to say otherwise is kind of, I think, maybe false. I was listening to Rebel Force Radio. I was totally in on what Disney and Lucasfilm were doing for this new sequel trilogy. Of course, we all know where it landed.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Big fart noise. Big fart noise. But right after that first one was Rogue One, which I saw twice in theaters, and it was so great. It was so great. Gareth Edwards, Tony Gilroy, everyone else who was involved with it. I think it is a fantastic movie, if not a Star Wars movie. And I do believe it is a Star Wars movie through and through. And this is something that I've always wanted from Lucasfilm. You can have Jedi adventures, Jedi battle adventures, whatever it's called, those kids. You can have a little bit of goofiness with Mandalorian if you wanted to, but then you can have a serious show. And to me, it's likened to a comic book universe. You know, Young Avengers takes place in the same universe as Daredevil, which has drugs, prostitution, everything else that is dark, mature, anything else that you can really think of Frank Miller-wise. So Star Wars, I think, has the ability to do both. It has the ability to be goofy, comedic, it has the ability to be horrible, and, you know, dramatic in that case too. And that is where Andor really does shine. It is a fantastic piece that I truthfully did not give a shit about when it came out. I'll admit it. When it came out, I didn't care. It was, I think, the middle of lockdown, middle of COVID stuff. I really could not care less. So I was hearing some mixed things, and I didn't really give it its fair shot. And then I finally did give it its fair shot, and I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I was kind of mad at myself for not watching it sooner, but then again, maybe I wasn't ready to watch it at that time. So I had, no lie, for this channel written a huge piece talking about Andor, the different pieces. You know, a little bit of it you saw in the last video I did on Andor, and maybe some pieces of real life on Earth, revolutions, rebellions, that kind of thing. And I actually just recently, let me pull out my phone real quick, saw a video that was very close to what I said, but way better. So, of course, it's not an original idea. You know, Star Wars comes from a bunch of different influences in our world, which then makes into the fantastic. So there's a video by Film Can't Die. Shout out to him. He's really, really great. The video is called How Andor Adapts History into Star Wars. And very well done piece, 30-minute video talking about Tony Gilroy, the influences that he sees within Andor and the real life people that influence them, and fantastic video. So please go check him out. My video kind of just touches the surface. He definitely goes in a lot deeper than mine, but we all have the same idea. You know, this is a parallel to our world, parallel to our Earth, and it's almost a human reality about revolutions, about dictatorships, fascism, government agencies, freedom, liberty. What does all this actually mean? And that's what this show is all about. What are you willing to lose? What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to fight, die for your family to possibly fight and die, loved ones, for what you believe, for what is right? Are you willing to break the lines of morality in favor of doing something right? There's a lot of great questions that this show asks, and Rebellion and Revolutions do in general as well. The problem that we have is, because this is a prequel, a lot of it leads to the sequels. A lot of it leads back to failed government, which the new First Order comes back and demolishes it anyways. And that's my big problem with the whole Mandalorian era, but that will have to be a different video. This show really does mean a lot because it takes the world seriously. And by no means do I mean take the world seriously there's no humor. I mean take the world seriously as in they give a shit. They give a shit. They give a shit about the characters, the story, what they're trying to tell you, what journey they're trying to pull you through. They give a shit. A lot of other Star Wars content, they have the dressing of Star Wars. They have the accoutrement of Star Wars, but they don't have a shit. They don't care. There's no thought put into it. And with this man who did, Michael Clayton, Born Identity, all these great movies and TV shows, he cares. He cares a lot about this subject. He cares a lot about this story. And man, I'm looking forward to season 2 so much. I'm keeping myself on radio silent, and I don't know if I'm going to be doing reviews every week on this because it is 3 hours of show a week. I may do one large review at the end, and maybe we'll talk about some other stuff along the way. But I am looking forward to this show, and I was quite worried because of how Daredevil Born Again turned out. But I think from everything I'm hearing, I think we're going to be fine. So I'm excited. I'm ready. And this story means a lot to me. And I know it means a lot to many adult Star Wars fans out there. So yes, there's some thoughts. And that's basically it. What are your thoughts on the Andor show and Star Wars in general? Are you excited? Are you thrilled? Are you nervous with what Disney has in store for us? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you liked the video, feel free to subscribe. Also, feel free to smash the like button. Really does help out the channel get pushed out to new people. And yeah, just some thoughts. I'm excited. I'm nervous. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.